She begged me free.
Get your hands off her! I'll fucking kill you! No! I'm sorry! I'm sorry, please!
Where's the lieutenant? Where is he?
He left.
I'm sorry, please.
Black War. In the middle of it all is a young woman everyone calls Nightingale. Her real name is Claire, but nobody uses it because when she sings, the whole settlement stops to listen. She's got a husband, Aiden, a baby, and one goal burning inside her: freedom. She's a convict, and every performance she gives for the British soldiers is one more step toward the paper that will finally make her a free woman. So when a massive battalion rolls into the settlement, Claire sees her shot. She sings for the entire company, and for a moment, it actually looks like her plan is working. The soldiers are stunned. She's earned it. She's finally going to get her papers. Except the man holding those papers is a lieutenant named Hawkins, and Hawkins doesn't see a woman who earned her freedom. He sees someone who owes him. He pulls her aside and tells her, straight to her face, that after everything he's done for her, she should be grateful. Claire knows exactly what he's asking for. She says no, and that's a word Hawkins has never had to hear before. What happens next in that room is something Claire will never be able to erase from her mind. She walks out broken, and she doesn't tell a soul, not even her husband. But Aiden isn't stupid. He knows his wife, and he knows something is wrong the second he sees her. When he finds out she still doesn't have her freedom papers, his anger starts building, quietly at first. The next day, Claire watches Aiden storm into a room to confront Hawkins. He comes out furious, saying it went nowhere, and that anger doesn't fade. It simmers all day, until that evening, in front of everyone in the kitchen, Aiden finally snaps and beats Hawkins bloody. Word gets to the commanding officer fast, and for one brief second, you think, okay, maybe justice is coming. The commander is furious with Hawkins, strips away any hope of his promotion, and warns him he's treating people wrong. But here's the thing about a man like Hawkins: humiliation doesn't make him reflect. It makes him hunt for someone to blame, and he blames Aiden's entire family. That night, Hawkins gathers his men and marches straight to Aiden's home. What happens in that house is the kind of scene that changes a story forever. Aiden is held down and forced to watch as Hawkins assaults Claire right in front of him. Then Hawkins shoots Aiden dead. He tells his men they can have their turn with Claire too. And in the chaos, her baby, her only child, is murdered as well. When it's Claire's turn to be killed to tie up loose ends, one soldier can't bring himself to pull the trigger. He knocks her unconscious instead, and the men vanish into the night like nothing happened. Claire wakes up the next morning next to the bodies of her husband and her baby. Everything she had is gone in one night. She carries her dead child to the commander herself, telling him everything. And here's where the story gets even more infuriating. He refuses to investigate. He'd rather protect the reputation of his company than give a grieving mother justice. Claire realizes right then that no one in this system is ever going to help her. Hawkins and his men are already gone, vanished into the wilderness. So Claire makes a decision that will define the rest of the film. She's going after them herself. She has no idea how to survive out there, so she tracks down an Aboriginal guide named Billy and basically orders him to take her the same way the soldiers went. Billy is terrified, understandably, but he agrees. And from here, this becomes a story about two people who have every reason to hate each other's world, forced together by the same monster. On the road, Claire can't sleep. Every time she closes her eyes, she hears her baby crying and sees Hawkins' face taunting her. This isn't just revenge for her. It's the only thing keeping her upright. Meanwhile, Hawkins and his men are falling apart in their own way. One of them, a soldier named Iago, is starting to realize the weight of what they did. If the truth ever comes out, they'll all hang. But Hawkins, arrogant as ever, tells him not to worry. Nothing's going to touch them. Back with Claire and Billy, the wilderness itself becomes an enemy. They hit a raging river, and Billy warns her it's too dangerous to cross. Claire doesn't listen. She rides straight in. The current rips her away instantly, and Billy has to dive in and drag her out himself. They lose every scrap of food and supplies they had. Two strangers, starving in the middle of nowhere, chasing killers they can't even see anymore. Things only get darker. They try to steal food from a house and nearly get shot for it. They camp in the forest and a stranger stumbles onto them, eyeing Claire in a way that makes your skin crawl, and Billy kills him before it can go any further. This world doesn't let up for a second. Meanwhile, Hawkins commits horrors of his own against an Aboriginal woman he's kidnapped along the way, and a starving orphan boy attaches himself to the soldiers just to survive. Every character in this story is being ground down by the same violence, just from different angles. Then the tribe of the kidnapped woman finds Hawkins' camp, and they don't come for a conversation. It's a full ambush. Soldiers are killed one by one, and in the chaos, the wounded Yago runs blindly through the forest, begging anyone for help. He runs straight into Claire. The second she recognizes him, the man who killed her child, something in her breaks completely. She doesn't hesitate. She shoots him. When her gun jams, she doesn't stop. She pulls a knife. Even after he's dead, she keeps going. Billy watches all of this happen, and for the first time, he's not scared of the soldiers anymore. He's scared of her. He tells her he's done, that he thought this was just a tracking job, not an execution. He almost walks away for good, but then they find the massacre site, Billy's own kinsman, slaughtered, and that changes everything for him too. Whatever hesitation he had disappears. Now this isn't just Claire's mission, it's his. As they keep moving, Claire's body starts failing her. The grief, the exhaustion, the starvation catch up all at once, and she collapses. Billy performs a healing ritual over her, and something shifts between them. For the first time since this nightmare started, Claire actually trusts someone. On the other side of the jungle, Hawkins' group is falling apart too. Their Aboriginal guide, Charlie, leads them to a dead end and finally tells Hawkins the truth to his face, that he's a killer, that this is what he does, and that he deserves to rot out here. Hawkins' men shoot Charlie on the spot, and when Billy and Claire find his body later, they learn something devastating. Charlie was Billy's uncle. That's the moment Billy's grief turns into pure resolve. Now there's no turning back for either of them. They finally catch up to Hawkins' group, but he spots Claire first and opens fire, grazing her hand. In a desperate move to protect her, Billy deliberately lets himself get captured, forcing Hawkins to use him as a guide out of the wilderness. But secretly, Billy starts making bird calls, a signal only Claire understands, leading her safely behind them without the soldiers knowing. Eventually, they reach the edge of civilization, and Claire realizes something chilling. In this world, an armed black man walking free is a target. To protect Billy, she disguises him as her slave, handing him a gun to at least give him a fighting chance if things go wrong. It's a devastating detail. The only way to keep him safe is to make him look owned. Along the way, they meet an elderly couple who let them work in exchange for food. And in a small, quiet moment that hits harder than almost anything else in the story, the old man invites Billy to sit and eat at the same table as everyone else. Billy breaks down crying. In this entire brutal world he's lived in, that's the first time a white man has ever treated him like an equal. Finally, Claire reaches the city and finds Hawkins. He sees her coming and tries to spin the story first, shouting to nearby soldiers that a dangerous woman is out to kill British troops. He wants her arrested before she can say a word. But Claire isn't backing down anymore. She marches straight into a room full of his superior officers and tells them everything he did. He denies it all. When she won't stop talking, he slaps her across the face in front of everyone. And Claire does the only thing she has left. She starts to sing. The same voice that once tried to buy her freedom, now used to expose the man who destroyed her life. Everyone in that room understands exactly what happened, and because of exactly how corrupt this system is, not a single person does anything about it. Claire walks out defeated. Billy finds her and starts leading her back toward the jungle, knowing the city isn't safe for her anymore. But that night, she wakes up, and Billy is gone. She knows immediately where he went. She races back into the city and finds him painted in the traditional markings of his tribe, standing over Hawkins' quarters. He storms in and drives his weapon straight through Hawkins' chest. It's over in seconds, but before Billy can process what he's just done, Roos, one of the other soldiers, comes out shooting and hits him. Wounded and bleeding, Billy still finds the strength to fight back, and kills Roos too. It's finished. Every single man who destroyed Claire's family and Billy's people is dead. But there's no triumphant music here. Billy is dying, and all he asks is to not die in that settlement. He wants to die by the sea, where his ancestors lived. Claire helps him make that final walk, step by painful step, until they reach the water. He sits there, having avenged his uncle and helped Claire avenge her family, and finally, quietly, he lets go. Claire is left sitting there completely alone, staring out at the water. The mission that kept her alive is over. The rage that carried her across a continent has nothing left to burn, and the film ends right there. No resolution, no relief, just a woman who got everything she fought for and still has absolutely nothing left. So here's the question worth sitting with. When revenge is finally complete, and the people who hurt you are gone, does it actually give you peace, or does it just leave you alone with everything you lost? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you think. Thanks for watching.